I've said this before in other videos, but I'm gonna say it again. The best thing that you can do to make your short-term rental business a successful one is to have all right, you're about to start your short-term rental business and you got headaches just thinking about, oh my God, how am I gonna deal with all this cleaning? Am I gonna make enough money, right? Are people gonna like my place? Well, have no fear. I'm gonna give you some information and tips to help guide you through that and make sure that your short-term rental business is a successful one. Hey, my name is Michael Crockett and I built a 6-figure short-term rental business in 14 months. I have over 35 properties here in Sacramento and I wanna tell you guys about how to make your short-term rental or your Airbnb business a successful one. It used to be that you could just get a house or an apartment and throw a whole bunch of random furniture in there, put a lamp next to the bed and call it a day, right? Those days are gone. What you need to do to make yourself successful is to separate yourself apart from the competition. How do you do that? The first thing you're gonna do is create a space for your guests. Think about the person or the people that are coming to your space and set your space up to accommodate them in the most effective way. So for example, if you have someone traveling for work, they probably want fast Wi-Fi, right? And they want a place where they can work inside the house. So add things like a desk or a computer or a printer. Make sure these things are in place and that way your guest is served well in that space. Another thing you can do is create a theme. My company is called Art House and we work with artists in the local community to provide artwork that they can show and sell in the spaces. So it's kind of like a gallery experience for our guests. And we cater to creative people. They stay in our spaces and love them. Your theme doesn't have to be art. It could be something like just the colors that you use. Or maybe you're in a sports place and a lot of people that come to your area are here for sports. So you're giving them things like an ice chest, right? Or a barbecue grill. Or maybe you're even just making the place really decorated well and suited for big families, right? You got durable furniture, lots of nice linens, and big TVs, right? Everyone loves big TVs. So again, you're thinking about who's coming to your space and you're creating a theme that they're going to enjoy and one that serves them well. So the investor or the person who's just putting the basics in the house, like a coffee machine in the bed and calling it a day, they're not gonna be able to compete with you, right? The person who is serving and targeting guests, giving them experience that they can't get with any other host anywhere else. For example, at an event I was speaking at, one of the guys raised their hand and said, hey, Michael, I love your ideas, but I don't want to put a cooking area in my short-term rental. And I looked at him and said, hey, well, is that going to work for your guests that you're serving? And then you wouldn't believe it, all the questions and concerns and frowny faces we got in the crowd because this guy was going to create a short-term rental without any place to cook. Now, myself personally, I wouldn't stay at a place where I couldn't cook because that's not the place or experience that I'm looking for when I'm traveling. Judging by that room, a lot of other people felt the same way. So I think he got his answer. You really just need to think about who it is that you're really trying to serve when you're setting up your spaces. And most travelers, believe it or not, actually probably will believe it, they do want to cook and enjoy food when they're traveling and using a short-term rental. So my advice is to include that and just think about your guests, right? Think about how they're going to use the space because that's how you want to set it up to accommodate them in the best way. So in that example, why it didn't work, right? Again, because that guy was just thinking about himself, right? What he wanted. He wasn't thinking about his customer, right? In his mind, he said, hey, if I'm going to use this space, I'm just going to go down the street and get some fast food and a burger and bring it back to the space. But that's not everyone's experience. That's not what everyone wants. So again, you need to think about how people are going to use that space and how you're going to best serve them, not yourself. Hey, if you like the content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And guess what? More is on the way. Big topic in short-term rental and mid-term rental spaces is pricing. How in the heck do you price these places? Well, you need to have sophisticated pricing software. You need to use platforms like Price Labs or Wheelhouse or Beyond Pricing. These systems automatically adjust pricing nightly rates so that you're commanding the most on your rental every single night. Your Mondays should really never cost the same as your Saturdays, right? These systems evaluate market demand and they automatically adjust the rates so that you're making the most each night based on what's available in the area and based on how many people are searching for those dates. You're making the most each night on your listing. And having these systems in place is super critical to making sure that you're earning the most profits out of your listing each and every single night. By the way, if you're a guest who's looking for a short-term rental, you should know that similar to airline ticket prices, a Saturday night is not gonna cost the same as a Monday. So maybe if you're planning your vacation, I would plan maybe in the middle of the week or the beginning of the week to save yourself a few dollars. I've said this before in other videos, but I'm gonna say it again. The best thing that you can do to make your short-term rental business a successful one is to have documented processes. It's gonna suck doing it, I'm not gonna lie, but having documented processes in place ensures that every single task in your business is done consistently, effectively, and accurately every single time. I'm here able to make this video with you because I have a team that's running documented processes for me behind the scenes. When I first started my short-term rental business, my phone was ringing off the hook. And why? Because I was doing everything by myself. I didn't have processes documented. I just knew them up here and was running with them. I quickly learned that that was eating up all my time. So I sat down one day and started documenting. How do I clean? How do I communicate with guests? How do I take care of the booking process? I documented everything, and then I started to have people help me with those processes. And lo and behold, I can now put my phone down, it's not blowing up, and I'm able to give you guys more information and more videos. So do that favor for your future self. Everything that you're learning right now, document it and prepare it for someone else to take over. By the way, if you're thinking about starting a short-term rental business or a mid-term rental business and you want some help and you want to avoid mistakes, send me a message at info@ourhousecoaching.com. Until next time, more content coming your way.